We're just over 3/4 of the way through July, but we've had just over half the amount of sunshine. Now that dull theme is going to continue through the rest of this week, but next week is looking that much sunnier, drier, and probably a bit hotter as well. But first of all, the dull part for the rest of this week. The jet stream is slightly south shifted at the moment. We've got low pressure dominating our weather through the rest of this week. As we head towards the weekend though, the jet stream shape does slowly start to change. It buckles more and we develop this trough out to the west of the UK. And now the position of this trough will allow some showers to break out quite widely and potentially some heavy downpours across the southeast through Friday night. It's still a few days away, so the exact shape of it will determine exactly where the heaviest showers are, but it's quite likely we'll see some very sharp showers through Saturday before it settles down. From Sunday, high pressure becoming more dominant and the jet stream becomes a more split pattern, so we won't see the strength, any particularly strong areas of the jet stream, and that will allow more settled weather to develop as it pushes up to the north, driving low pressure systems just to the north of the UK through the start of next week. However, as I said, with the jet stream and low pressure dominating our weather through the rest of this week, many of us will see some spells of rain through Thursday and towards Saturday. We've got this waving frontal feature lying across central and southern areas through Thursday, and that will bring a relatively dull day for many of us. Outbreaks of rain, potentially quite heavy across the south coast, drizzly rain, particularly across the coasts and hills. Showers across northern areas, a cooler day for most of us as well. The heavy rain will likely continue across the south and east well into Thursday evening and Friday morning, but then it does start to turn a little bit more settled. You can see a slight buckling in the isobars here, slight ridging in those isobars. That will allow some more settled and sunnier weather throughout Friday. There is a weather front though pushing into the north and west, and that will bring the focus for heavier showers across parts of Northern Ireland and Scotland. Best of any brighter weather in the south and east. Definitely a warmer day on Friday, temperatures into the mid-20s across central and southeastern areas. And it does look quite fine into Friday evening and to the start of next weekend, of the weekend as well. You can start to see the clouds starting to thicken across southern and eastern areas of England though. That's because we're not too far away from this frontal area across the near continent. So we'll see fairly cloudy skies across southeastern areas. And it's Saturday when we've got that trough in the jet stream driving that more unsettled weather, and Sunday is when the high pressure builds in. So much more settled by Sunday, but a fairly unsettled day on Saturday. So quite a big difference between Saturday and Sunday. So potentially a bright start, probably quite a lot of high level cloud around, but then it's into the afternoon when you can see some really bright colours on those showers indicating they could be quite heavy. Now, as I mentioned, there is some uncertainty with the distribution of those showers. Currently, it looks like they could break out quite widely across western areas of Wales, southwestern England, as well as many northern areas of England and parts of Scotland as well. Whereas actually to the south and east, because we've got that cloud from that frontal system to on the near continent, we probably won't see as many showers. Let's have a closer look at where we're most likely to have some showers now. This shows two different model runs from the Met Office model, and this is the 24-hour rain accumulation throughout Saturday. Now you can see it's quite, in both of these pictures, we've got quite some bright colours across northern areas of England from both of these model runs. But actually, because each model run, the position of that trough in the jet stream is varying just a little bit, that just changes the focus of some showers. And in some most recent model runs, like the one I just showed you, we've got some showers across southwestern areas, but actually others don't have quite that amount of focus across southwestern areas. Now it'll probably be the convergence from sea breezes that would allow these heavy showers to break out across the southwest. So if you're in parts of South Wales, southwest England, it's worth keeping an eye on the forecast over the next couple of days. We'll have a full weekend forecast out tomorrow with more details on that shower distribution. But definitely a showery day on Saturday. Sunday though, a very different day. High pressure dominating, probably a bright start, plenty of sunshine through the day. Temperatures climbing to the mid-20s. We could see temperatures towards 26 degrees in the south and east, but widely in the low 20s across many areas of the UK. A little bit more cloud though across north and western areas, Northern Ireland, western Scotland, where we're never too far away from low pressure systems and some wet weather as well. Now, as we head into next week, those frontal systems will likely continue progress westwards, but becoming more focused across north and western areas as high pressure continues to dominate across the near continent, bringing its influence to many southern and central areas of the UK. So it's looking actually quite settled as we head into the start of next week. Now, this is the most likely pressure pattern or regime from Tuesday and Wednesday next week. You can see we've got high pressure centred over the continent. That could allow some quite heavy showers to break out, which they may spread into southeastern areas, but that's looking fairly unlikely at this stage. It actually looks like high pressure will dominate, with low pressure not too far away from the north and west, so probably cloudier skies compared to the south and east, or many areas of southern England and Wales as well. And more rain as well. Now, in the south and east, that's where we could start to see temperatures climb into the high 20s, possibly the low 30s by next week. But in the north, as we're closer to that low pressure, there won't be quite as much sunshine, so temperatures won't climb quite as high. These are the meteograms from ECMWF, the European Long Range Forecast model. We've got Glasgow on the top and Reading on the bottom. You can see Glasgow from the start of next week. It does go up a little bit. You can see the red, that's the maximum temperatures. They do go up a little bit, just above average for a couple of days, probably on just the odd sunnier day. But actually in the south, there's a clearer trend of those temperatures increasing above average through the beginning part of next week. So it looks like we could see a fairly warm few days to start next week. As I said, temperatures in the high 20s, possibly the low 30s at best, but definitely sunnier than it has been lately, and probably drier than the end of this week as well. Notice though, even in the south, the temperatures do dip down much closer to average by the end of next week and into the start of next weekend. And that's because the pressure pattern, well, the most likely regime is set to change a little. This is the most likely regime by Friday, the 2nd of August. So we're into the beginning of August here. And actually those low pressure systems that were centred more to the north of the UK will probably start to shift a little bit further south, becoming more dominant across the UK, spreading wetter weather, cooler weather more widely, with the best of any drier and brighter weather across southeastern areas. Now, as I mentioned, there is a risk of some quite heavy showers through Saturday, so it is worth keeping up to date with our forecast, and you can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel. See you soon. Bye-bye.